Hello everyone! Welcome to the virtual tour of Tsinghua campus.
I'm Francesca, I come from Italy and I just graduated from the School of Environment.
Hi, I'm Lulu from Hungary and I'm a first-year PhD student in the School of Humanities.
Hi, I'm Nathan from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I just graduated from the School of Economics and Management.
So guys, talking about Tsinghua, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
There are many things. For example, Tsinghua ranked the 16th best university in the latest QS World University ranking list.
Also, Qinghua University is the only Asian university to be listed in the Forbes magazine's list of the most beautiful university campuses in the world.
Yes, Tsinghua University has a lot of characteristics. It has been established for 109 years, it has a long history, diversified architecture, and it gathers outstanding students from all over the world.
We'll start our tour from the Old Gate and I'll take you to visit the oldest building areas of Qinghua campus.
Let me show you the teaching and scientific research area of Qinghua's campus.
Then I will introduce you to our campus life. Let's go?
First, let's go back 100 years and see how Qinghua campus looked back then. The Old Gate, or Arxiaomen, is one of the main symbols of Tsinghua University. It was built in 1909 and was the original gate of the campus. The three characters, Qinghua Yuan, Qinghua Garden, on the second gate was written by Na Tong, the Minister of Military Affairs in the late Qing dynasty. Later, our university grew larger with new school gates built, so we came to call the Old Gate the second gate. In 2018, when it was renovated, we used an invisible coating agent that was waterproof, dustproof, and stain-proof. It was an entrepreneur product by Tsinghua students. Not even cola could make it dirty. Look how clean it is still. This is a sundial, or rugui, an old clock which measures time through the shadow of the sunlight. This sundial was given by the class of 1920 to the university when they graduated. From this, students can learn to be punctual and also cherish time. The upper sundial was driven by Hans, a mathematics teacher from the USA, according to the latitude and longitude of Beijing. The Chinese writing on the side of the sundial is Tsinhua's motto, Xing Shen Yuan, actions speak louder than words. On the other side, it's the Latin translation, facta non verba. This two-floored building, which was built in an old German classical style, is Xinhua School. It's also one of the most significant buildings of Tsinghua campus. On April 29th, in 1911, students gathered here for the first time, and so began the history of Qinghua. That's why the school's anniversary is on the last Sunday of April. On that day, the public can visit many department buildings and libraries. There are also concerts, dance parties, parades of the military band, exhibitions, sport competitions, academic lectures, and so on. What a lively celebration. The building you can see behind my back is Xinhua Auditorium. It was built in 1912 in a comparison of old Roman and Greek style. Drawing inspiration from the auditorium of the University of Pennsylvania in the USA, H.K. Murphy, an American architect at the Murphy and Dana, designed our own version. When it was first built, the cork floors and the seats and even the external red bricks were all brought from the USA. They really cost a lot. Above the stage, a plaque of 人们日新 has been hanging there for almost a century. It was a gift from the class of 1926. It means that here at Tsinghua we highly value the humanities and constantly pursue improvement and innovation. Just in front of the auditorium is also the birthplace of China's campus folk songs, and quite a lot of famous singers used to perform here. Nowadays, you can watch the students' festivals of different departments at the auditorium. This is our science building. It was built in 1919 and similar to Tsinghua Auditorium, it's also a design of Henry K. Murphy. The words 科学 and Science Building are inscribed on the Science Building. Take a close look and you will see that the spelling of building is actually archaic. When it was first established, this building was where scientific teaching and experiments took place, so it held the oldest memories of Tsinghua's science education. Now it is the research center, namely the Advanced Research Center, founded by Professor Yang Chenning and Ling Jiaqiao, as well as the base of the Zhou Peiyuan Center for Applied Mathematics. Unlike the previously mentioned, Shuimu Qinghua is one of the classical Chinese-style buildings of Tsinghua campus. It was also one of the imperial gardens of the Qing dynasty. Now we have come to a scenic spot on campus. You can enjoy the snow scene in the winter, but right now it's definitely the best time for seeing the lotus bloom. It is also for this reason that the pond is named the Lotus Pond. To the west, you can see a small waterfall. The water flow continues throughout the seasons. Listen carefully and you will hear the sound of the running water.
After visiting the old area of the campus, let me introduce to you the more modern part of Qinghua. There are many teaching buildings in Tsinghua University. Besides the number 1 and number 2 near the old school gate, there are also other teaching buildings like the number 3, 4, 5, and the latest teaching building 6.
The teaching building 6, Yuan building, is almost the size of all the other teaching buildings combined. It is divided into 3 connecting sections. Be careful you don't get lost in this labyrinth.
What we see now is the teaching building 4, which became a very popular building on campus since its renovation in 2019.
The renovation was not just about painting walls and improving light systems. It also consisted of the construction of smart classrooms by means of IoT, cloud computing, smart teaching, among other technologies. We have here smart windows that can automatically detect the air quality to control the microenvironment all day round. You can also enjoy ergonomically designed tables and chairs. Each desk has a groove of installing partitions so that you can have your own personal space. Teachers can also adjust the height of their desks with one click. Not to mention the installation of accessible elevators and the increase of public space. The Teaching Building 4 is definitely not the last one to be renovated. The Teaching Building 3 is also well on its way to become a more beautiful, accessible, technological, and environmental friendly space.
We are now in front of the main building, which was completed in 1966. It is also one of the masterpieces of the campus, designed by professors and students of Qinghua itself.
The main teaching building is comprised with the western, eastern, and middle parts along with 4 overhead projections. It is not only important to our teaching and research, but is also where the school holds big events and hosts distinguished guests. Among those who have given speeches here are political leaders such as US President Bush, UN Secretary General Annan, Nobel laureates, and other academic giants, as well as conglomerate presidents and other corporate celebrities. Many Tsinghua students have made labs their second home. At the 108th school anniversary, 108 labs were open to the public. This includes the Civil Engineering Safety and Durability Laboratory, which played an important role in earthquake resistance. The Laser Road Breakdown Spectroscopy Laboratory, which integrates the world's leading laser high-end equipment. The Automobile Crash Laboratory, of which achievement have been applied to the Shenzhou spacecraft return cabin, and the I-Center Intelligent Transportation Laboratory. You really have to come here to feel it, and you are always welcome to try doing experiments in these various labs. The Schwarzman College was designed by Professor Robert A. M. Stern, Dean of the Yale University School of Architecture. In the center is a courtyard enclosed by buildings. You can find here a library, a canteen, student apartment, a garden, a conference center, a hall, and etc. Those who study and live here are Tsinghua's Schwarzman scholars. They are selected from young talent around the world with excellent academic background, broad vision, and leadership potential.
Unlike the strict science in the laboratory, this is where you can let your artistic imagination fly. It is the Qinghua Art Museum.
Tsinghua University Art Museum now has over 13,000 pieces of art divided into different collections, covering painting and calligraphy, embroidery, porcelain, furniture, bronzeware, and comprehensive artworks. Most of them are either collections from the Academy of Art and Design or from social donations. We have also held a lot of wonderful exhibitions. For example, the exhibition of Marcus Lupus, Boudel and his sculptures, and many others.
Just across the river, nearby the old building area, we arrived to a red building complex, which is where the Tsinghua University Library is located. We take much pride in our libraries. They are the heart of the university where history and reality meet each other. Tsinhua's libraries were built in 4 phases, namely in 1919, 1931, 1991, and 2016. But no matter from which angle you look at them, you will hardly see that they spanned nearly a century with their harmonious styles. The designers of the last 3 phases all came from Tsinghua. What a great testament to our strength in architecture! In addition to the interconnected Old Library, the Infill Library, and the Mokhtar Raidi Library, there is also the Humanities and Social Science Library, established in 2011. It was designed by Mario Botta, a Swiss architect. This is also the first work he designed and completed in China. Do you see how it looks like a huge key from a bird's eye view? This is to imply that a library is the key to the treasure house of knowledge. At this point of the tour, you might get a little hungry because I will be introducing to you all the canteens on campus. This one right here is Qingfenyuan Dining Hall, which is just 1 out of 20. There are nearly 20 canteens like this on campus, so rest assured that you can always find what you want. Tsinghua brand food is definitely one of our prides. We have yogurt, plum juice, soy milk, and ice cream all homemade on campus, so that their freshness and supply is never a worry. There are many signature dishes, for example, the spicy wok at Taoliyuan, the boiled spicy fish at Dingxiangyuan, the Sichuan cuisine at Zijingyuan, and the little hot pot at Qingqing. Food is the dearest memory at Tsinghua for many of us. No matter where we go after graduation, we will never forget the taste of those beloved dishes. In Tsinghua, we have a slogan, which is 无体育不清华, which means if you don't like sports, you're not a Tsinghua person. And that's why Tsinghua people have a really strong sports spirit, and the campus is full of sports facilities. Tsinghua sports venues are sometimes nicknamed as the 3 generations. The first generation is the Western Gymnasium and Sports Ground built in the early 1920s. The second refers to the Eastern Gymnasium and Sports Ground built in the 1980s. The third, of course, is the Comprehensive and Swimming Gymnasium to the north of the main building, completed just before 2001. We also hold large-scale events at the Comprehensive Gymnasium, including the commencement ceremony, choral competitions, and various grand evening parties. There are also overnight movie screenings here every New Year's Day, where teachers and students gather here to welcome the new year. All the internal facilities of the swimming gymnasium meet the standard of the international competition venues. They were used as swimming, diving, and water polo training venues during the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. Next to it, the North Gymnasium is under construction. It covers 40,000 square meters, with 2 floors above ground and 2 floors underground. Here, we will be able to play ice sports all year long. The new Tsinghua School, the History Museum, and the Concert Hall are the new symbol of the campus. They were built for the 100-year anniversary of Tsinghua University. The new Tsinghua School and Mengmingwei Concert Hall are where we hold academic discussions, concerts, dramas, operas, dances, and other large-scale art shows. The acoustic effects reaches the standard of professional theater. 4 young alumni donated the new Tsinghua School. Its performance hall has stalls and 2-story gallery seats. Exactly 2,011 seats were built in order to commemorate the centennial school anniversary. Our tour have come to an end.
I really hope you guys enjoyed it.
See you soon on campus.
我在清华等你来。